in your case, right? So to get, that's more than body time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got more time than niggas that with 2 murders. You know what I'm saying? So what was the main thing that got you? I know you had a bunch of robberies.
No, but in this specific case,
okay,
understand that we're in Queens now. Queens has the highest conviction rate and turnaround rate. That means that they can sentence you to 1,000 years and tell you get it on appeal, even when they dead wrong and you all in the right. If you don't got a paid lawyer, these are the things that occur, and you still gonna do that time. What happens is this: so if you don't go to trial, if you just cop out. So say you cop out, all right, the offer is 6 to 12, whatever. You can get 6 to 12 and you're going to do your bid. That's it. Yeah. But if you go to trial.
So you went to trial?
I went to trial,
so,
yes.
Okay, well, you still, one thing we missing, you blew trial, right? You blew trial, obviously. Mm-hmm. So what was your charge?
Armed robbery with a deadly weapon.
Armed robbery. And that was a train robbery.
6 accounts. Six accounts.
So you got charged with every...
Yes, I got charged with 6 accounts of armed robbery with a deadly weapon. What happens is a lot of people that was on that train that day, they left, they bookie. They wasn't willing to testify. They wasn't trying to go through the whole process. The people that stayed, they testified.
How the fuck do you rob a train? How does we just go individuals, like you get on the floor, like how?
No, I tell everybody go right over here. Everybody go in this section right here, and all your jewelry. Let me get that. Let me get that. Take that off.
God damn.
Watches.
I'm so
rings,
glad I didn't go with
watches, rings, everything, chains. Let me get all of that.
I'm so glad.
I need that, but I needed to re-up. I
don't care why you needed it, because I remember you coming to me with the idea, like, son. And I was like, that was my cue. Shout out to Omar Epps, who's a friend of the show, and he's gonna be on here the show soon. He was like, in the movie, he was like, nah, son, we ain't doing that. And I remember that because we was shooting certain shit. When you was like, rob the train, I was like, nah, bro. And then when I got caught up for my shit, and then I heard that it actually happened, I was like, damn, son really did it. But it didn't surprise me because it was you. But it was like, this motherfucker really robbed the train.
No
like,
question. Look at the G-Rap song.
Yeah, the Great Train.
That's train robbery. Look at the Biggie song. Give me the loot. Train robbery. Like that's something that was occurring back in the day.
Yeah.
It was occurring back in the day. The thing is that you gotta pick people smart though.
So let me ask you a question. Why? Damn. So you backed everybody into.
So everybody.
So what happened when the train stopped? Like at the next stop?
I was gone, but it was police on the fucking train. I didn't know that. So people that was leaving to get out the car, they went and alerted the police. So when they alerted the police, when I got off the train,
how long did the train go from once? It went from.
I don't know, for a while. It wasn't a local one.
Yeah,
it's sort of like how you go from 125th to 59th, how the D and the A 125th, because that's another good jukes, because you got time to get everybody in breeze. In this case, it went a few stops. It's Queens. It go from like 71st Continental to like Union Turnpike or something like that.
Damn.
And you got time to do what you got to do. As soon as them doors open, you book it. However, police is right there. So mind you, the first thing I thought, I was gonna squeeze off, but I'm like, I'm not a dummy. This is a robbery. My thing about a robbery, I'm gonna tell you this. I said, I never felt it was and this is my mindset back then, I never felt it was wrong to rob people as long as you're not hurting them physically. Like you're not stabbing them, you're not cutting them, you're not even shooting them. Just give me that and you leave with your life and you're good and I'm gone. That was my mindset. Yeah, but now I know that mindset is all fucked up because you could affect somebody mentally. Yeah. And I know that because my stepmoms I got robbed while I was locked up. And I was like, well, that's my karma. Because I never believed it and I didn't give a fuck about how somebody felt.
So why would you go to, and you say you went to trial. Why would you go to trial?
Oh yeah, so this is why I went to trial. So you got 3 cases in 3 different boroughs. If you cop out to one, that's 1 felony. You cop out to another, that's 2 violent felonies. Remember, violent felonies. And you cop out to 3, any sentence you get is life behind it. So if you cop out, you're gonna get life in each case. So what you do is like, yo, I need this case ran concurrent. But if the judges and the DA, they not trying to agree to run it concurrent, you gotta go to trial because you're not trying to do time. If somebody offering you 9 to 18, you're gonna just be like, oh, well, let me get that? No. You're gonna be like, I'm going to trial. Fuck that.
But if you did it, you gonna. This was my thing with plea bargaining in the trial. If I know I did it, unless you give me some shit where I'm just not taking it, I guess that's 9 to 18.
Anything.
I'm not taking 18.
All right, just say, listen, you gotta.
I'm not taking 18.
Keep in mind that I had other cases.
Yeah.
So if I'm copping out to one case, say 5 to 10. Just say I have 5 to 10. Yeah. The next case, they offering 6 to 12, and the other case is 9 to 18.
Gonna run
so that's all that running wild. Why the fuck would I take that plea? You gotta be a fucking idiot. Let's go to trial. I might beat the shit. Straight up. How many people beat cases that they fucking was dead guilty of?
So how much time you end up? So ultimately you end up doing?
So I got all right. So I had 33 to 66. I appealed it. It went down to 25 to 50. I appealed it again. It went to 20 to 40. And they never went back lower than that. So out of the 20 to 40, I did 22 years.
So you went from 66 years down to 20
to 40.
20 to 40.
But
and you was 19 years old.
No, when I got sentenced, yes. When I got sentenced, I was 19.
So at that time, you did more time, ultimately,
in jail than I did in the street.
Because you did 22 years.
Absolutely.
And you was 19 when you went up.
Absolutely. When I got sentenced, I went crazy.
Yeah.
I said, I'm wilding. I didn't say, oh my God. I said, I'm wilding. I'm straight soon as I get to the bullpens, I'm wilding on somebody, the COs, the court people, anybody.
You was doing that in the street anyway, so you would have did that without no time.
I'm wilding, yeah, but it made me feel I'm never going home. You got to remember, I was sentenced to 33 to 66. 66 is that back number. That's the max. That means they could keep hitting you up until 66 fucking years. I'm like, what the fuck did I do that caused me to get 33 to 66 years? Nobody ain't dying this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. So I was like, you know what? I'm wilding. And this going to be my home. I'm going to die here. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
So what? That's crazy. Because you know what's funny? I could relate to prison, but I can't relate to them kind of numbers. Those are what they call football numbers. Yeah. When they say football numbers, that means a motherfucker football on your jersey. Nigga, a lineman, not only just football numbers.
Queens.
Those are lineman numbers. So when you was on the island, right, I know because a lot of these rap guys came through the system and they ended up, you know what I'm saying, coming out. But one of them guys, and I heard this through the grapevine that you linked up with or you knew on Rikers Island, was Ken Zoo Petty, who's married.
That's my son.
Who's married to Nicki Minaj.
Shout out to Zoo and Beasley. You already know what it is. All right,
how'd you link up with
Zoo? Zoo is my guy. Him and my son Webb from Queens as well. I wasn't really a fan of people from Queens.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zip with the trip, Mr. Let's get to that. So what happened is. I was in a fight in the Sprungs. Somebody snuck at me, whatever. Wow, dudes are scared to death to leave the Sprungs and go to the floor building. They're scared to death. They be threatening, oh my God, we don't want to go to the building. Me, I didn't give a fuck. Went to the building. My first house in the building was 10 upper. Went to 10 upper, popped off with some Latin Kings. Now, man, I wasn't affiliated with no gang.
So when you say popped off, you mean got busy? Like
what?
You would beat him up,
when he told me I couldn't, when he told me I can't use the phone. What happened with that? Some kid named Rob. Whatever they told me, I couldn't use the phone. They talk about some 6-minute shit.
So tell
me
how you met Zoo.
All right, before I met Zoo, I was in 10 upper. 10. They sent me from the Sprungs. I popped off. Somebody snuck at me. Won the fight, whatever.
Snuck theft means steal from you.
All right, snuck theft
I'm the yard father, so I'm gonna tell y'all jail.
Snuck theft. We had blue Benz in the Sprungs with all your cookies. Yeah.
So sneak thief is meant like a rat. You turn your head and niggas
sleep, or you in the bathroom, or you in a rec room, whatever.
Steal a bag of chips
your shit.
Yeah.
All right, so you can't allow nobody to do nothing to you in prison. Not say nothing crazy, not touch you, not steal. You gotta address everything, or you're gonna be a fucking Vic. Yeah. I had to address that. They sent me to, now mind you, I didn't know about the gangs, Latin King. I never heard of Latin Kings in Nieta until I went to jail.
Yeah.
Ever. I was in the street. Like but who the fuck is a Latin King on Nieta?
Yeah.
So I went to 10 Upper, and you know, it's a bunch of Latin Kings in there. Latin Kings, they're Puerto Rican, whatever. So I went to 10 Upper, and I met somebody who always became a good friend of mine. His name is Baby Heck. And people know who, shout out to Baby Heck. They know who Baby Heck is. Baby Heck was my man, but Baby Heck is an enemy of so many people. Anyway, I went to, I tried to use the phone, and the Lion King was like, yo, this the Lion King phone. You can't use that phone. So I was like, how the fuck I'm supposed to call home? And it was like, you don't. I was like, oh, really? I was like, all right, you got that. I went to the bathroom. They got they had the mop ringers, the metal joints too. They ain't had the yellow. They had the metal mop ringers. I was like, this guy talking about I can't use the phone, right? So I waited for him. He was on the phone. As soon as I seen him on that phone, I took that metal mop ringer and just started wailing on his shit. He was very bloody. Beat the shit out of him. Took the phone off the wire. Went to the bathroom. Whoever want the phone, come in the bathroom. That's it. Damn. Come in the fucking bathroom. You want the phone.
That's Rikers down. That's the Rikers down.
But before that, you know, they pulled the
pull the pen.
They pulled the pen.
Yeah, pull the pen.
ERU came. Cause you know they come into a fucking Lion King house. Yeah. You know they wowed on my shit. Cause you know I just wasn't gonna let them do what they wanted to do to me. And I'm a little guy, so like you got to get your shit off first. Cause once you get your shit off, it's over after that. Yeah. Straight up, it's over. They're gonna finish you. They're gonna take you to the Why Me pen, fuck you up. Whatever. So after that incident,
the all-father points. Why me pen is when you in there saying why me because you fucked up.
That's a fact. Broke up, bleeding,
you're bloody, you're bleeding out, and the police beat the shit out you.
Guess what though? You left with your fucking dignity because you ain't let nobody put their.
So how'd you meet? How does this?
Oh yeah, Zoo. Okay, so after that, they sent me to Marfo Upper, the north side, and that's where Zoo, Webb, Wild Bill, all of these people was at. So, what I do remember about Zoo. The funny guy, I hear about the rape case shit. I never heard of that. Back in the day, if you had a rape case, dudes is blowing your fucking top off, and they checking paperwork, and you're not gonna stay in the house.
Yeah. That whole rape shit was bullshit.
Yeah, when we did the rapists, we violated them because they violating women. They done stuck brooms in the rapist's ass and all that, set them on fire, violated them, and they sleep, set them on fire. We don't give a fuck. If Zoo was a rapist. That's what would have happened to him.
Nah,
that's some statutory shit. He was in a relationship.
Shout out to Zoo.
Zoo, you already know what it is, huh?
That wasn't no rape shit.
Absolutely. That shit is
damn
bullshit.
Near the same age.
A lot of y'all niggas, be like, y'all be doing the months and y'all don't know the fucking facts. My son is official. One day I was starving. I ain't have no fucking food in my life. I ain't have a crackhead soup.
Crackhead soup, y'all father tip, jail shit. Vlad TV. We giving y'all the tips. Crackhead soup is ramen noodles, by the way.
So I ain't even have
ramen noodles.
Yo, listen. I ain't even have a crackhead soup in my locker, and a lot of us like that. We ain't have shit. You know, we was fucked up, hungry, whatever. So one day we go into the mess hall, and Miss Knox, shout out to Miss Knox with the fatty. Oh my God, Dominican, nice. Y'all know who Miss Knox is.
She was a CO.
Yeah, she was a CO back in the day.
CO now.
Miss Knox with the fatty. Miss Knox is sweetheart too.
Yeah.
So we line up to go to chow. So we about to go to the mess hall. They got to do a count. The count can never be fucked up. For some reason, I don't know how, the count wasn't fucked up because I ain't see Zoo and I ain't see my son Powwow. So we go to the mess hall. We come back. That mess hall food is garbage. It's trash. I'm still hungry because I ain't eat everything. I go to my locker to put whatever back. My cup, you know, you got the green cup you take to the mess hall.
Yeah.
So I go to open my locker, put the green cup in. My locker's full of fucking food. I'm like, how the fuck my locker full of food? I ain't buy this shit. This shit ain't mine. Now, you got to remember, back in the day, the mook shit, they put something on your bed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't but it wasn't none of that in the house that I was in. Yeah. Official gangsters in the house. So other people have food in their locker. I'm like, damn. But guess what? When I'm coming back, I see Zoo climbing from underneath his bed for the count. And I see Powwow climbing from underneath his bed. I'm like, yo, what the fuck they was up to in here? Fuck is y'all up to in here? So the Latin Kings, it was only like 7 Latin Kings in the house. They was in the L section. So it was one, he had like a cast on his arm, and he was like the head, probably the second, first crown, whatever. He went to the head of the house. I think it was my son, Wild Bill and Webb. They had the house or whatever. He was like, yo, you know, they stole from my manitos. Who? He was like, who? I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, all our lockers is clean to shut. He was like, that don't got nothing to do with me. Get the fuck out my face. He was like, Papi, how you gonna, He was like, yo, get the fuck out my face before I send you out of here, whatever like that. So Zoo, I said, yo, Zoo, son, good looking. I hugged Zoo like, yo, Zoo, I gotta appreciate that I ain't have shit, bro. Now I can eat.
So
I ain't
Zoo
going to
had-
bed hungry. Zoo and Powwow, they robbed the whole L section. They took everything and put it in all their people's lockers on some Robin Hood shit.
So everybody who didn't have food, Zoo, who's Nicki Minaj's husband, shout out to Zoo Petty, Ken Petty. So he robbed everybody and
put it in all our, and the black people lockers.
That's
basically
some Robin Hood shit for
and
real.
all of us that was, we ain't go to bed hungry that night because of my son Zoo. Real shit. Zoo is official motherfucker. I ain't seen Zoo since probably like 2005 in Southport. But Zoo gave me his BM number, like, yo, holla at me when you get home. I holla, but he was already wrapped up with Nicki. And it was like, you know, the whole, but Zoo, my Instagram, Andrew Dawn status, 77.
Yeah.
Holla at me. You already know I'm home now. You already know what it is, man.
So when you left Rikers Island, what year did you go upstate? You remember? What was your number?
Well, my number was 98 number. I had a 98 number.
So you went up north in 98?
98.
Okay. So you went upstate in 98. And when you when you went up night, what you were sentenced to 33 to 66?
33 to 66. April 20.
So being 19 years old, right? Going to prison, and when prison was wild, the y'all fall, I was there in 98, right? So going upstate at 19 years old, cause I known you was a hothead in the street. What the fuck was your mindset knowing you got to do 66 years in prison?
I don't give a fuck. I'm a dying here. I'm wilding. I'm doing whatever. I'm like, yo, they gonna know my name in here.